talking about kids and children from the Betty Brinn Children's Museum in Milwaukee. Stacy Barch is here. Hi, Stacy. How are you this morning?
Good morning. I am well, thank you.
All
for having me.
Wakey this morning? Whenever I call somebody,
I have 3 kids. I've been up for a while.
Oh, then you know. Then you can relate to what you just heard there, the comedy bit about kids. Okay, now for people in Racine that aren't familiar with the Betty Brinn Children's Museum, it's right there on the lakefront, and it's how big is it? By the way, it's a huge building. It's right across from the art museum. You say?
Yeah, we have 20,000 square feet of fun and learning. We're right across the street from the Milwaukee Art Museum, right on the lakefront there. We've been around for a long time. We're celebrating our 30th anniversary this year.
Now, you are Vice President of Brand Experience, and we're going to find out what that is in just a moment. But let's get right back to basics now. Who is Betty Brinn, and why is there a children's museum named after her?
Betty Brinn, she was a wonderful woman living in Milwaukee. She dedicated most of her life to securing health care for under-resourced women and children. So we carry on her legacy by serving as a gathering place for the community, offering experiences for children, families of all cultures, abilities, and socioeconomic backgrounds. So we love to honor her legacy.
You know, when people have museums, children's museums named after them, they're never like, if I would say, well, who is this Bob who it's named after? Well, he was a con artist. He used to bilk people out of millions of dollars. It's never like that. It's always some person that did something nice. It's never some kind of con artist.
Thank God for that.
Yeah. Okay, so what is in the museum? By the way, are they open all week long and weekends too? I mean, how does it work there? When do you fill us in?
Yeah, we're open Wednesday through Monday, 9 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So we're closed on Tuesdays. We're a place that offers hands-on, tech-free opportunities, unstructured play, screen-free, yay. We believe play is more than fun. It's how kids learn best. I have a trivia question for you, Don. Do you know how much of the brain develops before age 5?
Well, just from personal experience, very little.
90%. 90%
Really?
of the brain. Yeah. So we believe we can play a big role in that because it's fundamental to have fun be a part of that early childhood education and development for all that brain development. We believe play is the vehicle for children to make their own decisions and develop thinking skills and activate their imagination. So our whole place, our space, is designed incredibly intentionally so that discovery happens every day. We have a handful of exhibits, so interactive, immersive experiences throughout our space. We also have what we call a Be a Maker space. So that is an opportunity for kids to come into a space and are you familiar with the term STEAM?
Yes, I am, because we have people from the public library on all the time, yeah.
Oh, great. Yeah. So we feature hands-on maker activities that are all grounded in that STEAM philosophy. So they're collaborative projects that inspire, that creativity and curiosity for our little ones. Right now we're doing like spider web weaving and fabric dyeing and finger puppets. That's just an example of something that's happening in October. So that's more hands-on, educator-led activities, but then we have a handful of exhibits. I'm happy to talk all about them if you'd like.
Yeah, STEAM, now it's a good thing you didn't tell me it's an acronym. What does it mean? Because when we have people every month from the Racine Public Library in here, we're just talking about the STEAM, and they tell me the acronym. And I don't know why I can't remember it, but I'm so glad you didn't say, so Don, what is it? Because your brain developed about 100 years ago, so you should be able to know this. Before we do that, you just mentioned wasn't there a children's museum downtown, in the downtown area? Because I used to work at 7th and Wisconsin at one time, and a couple of blocks away, there was a children's museum there. Do you remember that?
Well,
it was before Betty Brinn, yeah.
Yeah, just us. We were the only one we were the first Children's Museum in Milwaukee.
Yeah, it was. I guess it was part of a museum, and there was a children's area there. I think it was Milwaukee. Because I've lived in a
I'm not
bunch of
sure.
cities. Yeah, I lived in a bunch of cities, and I thought it was. Anyway,
Your trivia is stumping me.
so let's talk about some of the exhibits you have there.
Sure. Yeah, we have. I think probably the fan favorite is our what we call our hometown exhibit. So this is truly a town that's a world, built to size. So it's a little town. We have our hands-on Harley experience, which is our friends at Harley Davidson have a shop, if you will, with motorcycles that you can actually ride. We have a Palermo's Pizzeria with our friends at Palermo's. They can put on their chef hat and truly make a pizza. It's pretty fun. We have a city bus. We have a Sendix food market with our friends at Sendix. That's probably the biggest fan favorite because kids can grocery shop, pretend that they're actually checking someone out, which who doesn't want to do that? We have a post office, something called a super service center. So it's actually mimicking a car shop where you can be a mechanic. Waterstone Bank with our friends at Waterstone. We have a pet vet. We have a construction area. That's all our hometown exhibit. Then we have an exhibit that's actually just renovated. It's for our littlest visitors, so the 0 to 4 age group. It's called Pocket Park. So it's a park-themed space with lots of different spaces to move and scoot. We have scooters, little bug scooters, sensory play zone. We have, excuse me, a tooth fairy themed cottage, which kids have the opportunity to plant flowers and play with different sensory tables, and a tree house, of course, because it would not be complete without a tree house. Let's see, we have a space called Let's Play Railway. This is actually our most vintage experience. This is a train engine, lots of levers and dials and cranks and buttons for kids to engage with. And then we have a large collaborative train table area that's within that space. We have a space called Hot Lava. So this is kind of a play off the TV show that was all about kids and adults trying to jump over the hot lava. So this is an obstacle course. It's safe, risky play for our kiddos, encouraging big gross motor play. We have a giant climber in that space, and all of this, encourages teamwork, which we're all about. And then we have our Be a Maker space, which I had talked about. That is all baked in or grounded in our STEM programming.
I would like to sneak in and use this stuff. I'm 6'3", so I think I'd be standing out. But I would love making your own pizzas. I've never worked a cash register in my life because I've only done radio my entire life. And before I die, I want to work a cash register. I would love to do this stuff. I don't know where you come up with these ideas. Hold on a second, Stacy. We're talking to Stacy Bart. She's Vice President of Brand Experience at the Betty Brinn Children's Museum in Milwaukee. This is fascinating. For people that don't know, this is right on the lakefront opposite the Art Museum in Milwaukee. And so if you've never been up there before, this is a golden opportunity. They're open every day except Tuesday. We're talking to Stacy Barch. She is Vice President of Brand Experience at the Betty Brinn Children's Museum in Milwaukee. This is fascinating because I knew the museum was there, but I didn't know the hands-on. I didn't know the exhibits. I didn't know what was going on in there. And this is fascinating to find out. If anybody's missed the beginning of our conversation, you'll be able to listen to the podcast. It'll be up by probably by late tonight or tomorrow morning at WRJN.com, civicmedia.us, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, you'll be able to hear it. Just search Don Rosen Show and you'll hear it in there. Well, Stacy, this is fascinating. Now, you also tell me that people can be members and join up and help out at the Betty Brinn Children's Museum, right?
Yeah, and it's so affordable. Just 3 visits pays for itself. we have membership opportunity, various different membership opportunities that offer annual, year-round admission. We have tons of exclusive member perks. I think it starts at, let's see here, membership starts at $145. I mean, that's pretty much a steal for how expensive things are these days.
Yeah, that's one trip at Arby's. Yeah, we can cover that. Yeah.
Yeah, that includes admission for an entire year for a family of 4. So that pays for itself in less than 3 visits.
Okay, and I just want to remind listeners now that you can actually hear WRJN in Milwaukee now. We at 107.3 FM. We're expanding our signal. And so when you head north of the Racine County line along the lakeshore, because you guys are right there at the lakeshore, you can hear local news and timeless hits at 107.3 FM in southern Milwaukee County, most of Caledonia. That clean, clear FM sound now for all of your favorite timeless hits, even north of Racine, 107.3 FM. And we've got some more news coming up in future weeks about our signal. So we're getting into Milwaukee now, and that's just where the Betty Brinn Children's Museum is. It's right there on the lakefront opposite the Art Museum. Beautiful buildings there on Milwaukee's lakefront. I mean, they're when you see pictures of Milwaukee, they always show those buildings there. And you say the museum has been there for, 30 years now?
30 years. We have the best view right out our windows.
Wow. That's pretty neat. Mm-hmm. And but you get no work. Is your office, does it have a view of the lake?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We can see all of it.
See, I wouldn't want people working for me to have that, because then you're staring out the window most of it and not getting work done. You should be like, people here, we have no windows because we don't want them looking out of the window. And if there's construction going on outside, that's about 2 hours of your time right there looking out the window, watching people build stuff. All right, let's talk about play-based learning. You said you wanted to talk about that. Yeah,
I think, Milwaukee's, we're not doing great in terms of reading proficiency. Only 9% of 4th graders are reading proficient in Milwaukee. Nationally, it's 32%. So that's a pretty big gap. We believe that reflects a disparity in early learning opportunities, because we think that is when kids learn the most. Again, remember that 90% of the brain develops before age 5. So we strongly believe that. That's why we exist. We think learning should happen with experiential hands-on experiences, and that's why we exist.
This is great. You promote growth of children from birth through age 10. I wish there was something like this when I was a little kid, that we didn't have that kind of stuff. And now it's here, and you should bring your kids there. I like the fact that you're all this hands-on stuff. I like that.
Yeah. Unstructured play is great. I mean, so many kids are on their screens now. Yep. I think the average is 3.5 hours a day on the screen for kiddos. That's too much. That far exceeds any time they're spending doing creative, open-ended play. So this is really an opportunity for everybody to connect, problem solve, build emotional resilience through real-world experiences.
And 200,000 visitors a year, huh?
Yeah. We've been around for so long, and we still continue to pull kiddos from all over the country. I think, over 90% of our visitors are from Wisconsin, but we do pull from other states and even other countries, which is really special.
Now, there's a website if people want to see more and learn more about the Betty Brinn Children's Museum. It's BBCM, Betty Brinn Children's Museum Kids. Oh, isn't that clever? bbcmkids.org, bbcmkids.org, and everything's on there. I went through the website before you came on the air, and it's really a nice website put together. So give us a little lowdown, the admission when you want to bring kids in. Give people the money aspect of this. How much to get in?
Yeah, it depends if it's weekday or a weekend. We have $13 weekday tickets and $14 weekend tickets. If you're under 1, you're free. Seniors have a discount, so if you're over 60, it's $12. So pretty affordable considering how expensive things are these days.
Yeah, I went to Arby's the other day, got 2 meals. It was $27, and I couldn't believe the price of everything out there because I don't usually eat fast food. We were running late somewhere, so we quick popped into an Arby's. And I said, wow, $27 for 2 little meals, 1 sandwich each. And I said, wow. And this, obviously, when your money goes to a place like the Betty Brinn Children's Museum, it's an investment is what it is. You're investing in the future. And someday when your kids have kids, they'll be able to take him to the museum and say, I remember when I was here doing all this. And that's great stuff. I mean, I'm so happy that it's there.
Yeah, we believe that play should be accessible to all. So we try to keep our prices low so that kids can experience us. But yeah, we are a nonprofit, so our admissions do not cover our operational revenue. Contributed revenue and donations are truly make or break for us. So it's really critical to have an institution like ours in this community, and we're grateful to be here.
Okay, in the last minute, I'm going to give you a pitch to people, like a commercial, to get them to come to the Betty Brinn Children's Museum. Give them a little commercial here. It's a free commercial for you, so take advantage of it.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy. I think, if you want to offer your child something screen-free, we have the opportunity to engage your child in creative open play. We offer interactive multisensory spaces that puts your kid in the driver's seat. And we truly know, we know kids learn best when they play. But they might not necessarily know they're learning, which is, kind of our secret sauce.
I have an idea for your ad. This is your ad. Screen free, the Betty Brinn Children's Museum. And also, your logo can be a picture of like a tablet thing with one of those Ghostbuster things going through it. And that's
you should be in marketing, Don. I love it.
And that's your ad. The Betty Brinn Children's Museum. Screen free. Bring the kids. I love that ad. I think I'm going to copyright that ad so you can't use it without paying me. All right. That sounds great. Stacey Barge, Vice President of Brand Experience at the Betty Brinn Children's Museum, right there on the lakefront in Milwaukee. Again, you can check out their website. It's bbcmkids.org. bbcmkids.org.